children, welcome to the online class of science. As you know, we are discussing about the food, which is also our basic need, right? Apart from the food, the for the survival of the living beings, other things are also necessary like air, water, sleep, shelter. Okay, so we are discussing about the food, that is chapter 1, and today we shall discuss part 2. Let us begin. I'll just give you a brief recap of what we did in the last class. So, why do we need food? As you know, children, food is needed for the energy because energy is needed for doing all the activities and also to grow up, right? You grow up when you were born, you were small. To grow up, you need energy, so food is required, right, children? Now, the food have certain substances, okay, which are also very important for our body to keep it healthy and strong. And the essential nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fibers, vitamins, minerals. Okay, these are all the important nutrients which should be there in your diet when you whatever food you eat. They are all there. Okay, but each food, one food will not contain each of these nutrients. Different food have different nutrients, right? See, so the food should have all these five nutrients, and apart from that there also should be roughage. Roughage means the fibers that we get from the vegetables and fruits, and water is also necessary. Both these things are necessary for the digestion of the food, proper digestion of the food. Further, we will now come to our next part, that is, now here I'll tell you what is food. Basically, whatever animals or human beings eat, we can call it a food, right? Even plants prepare food. And a diet, what is diet? A diet is the food that we eat every day, right? That we eat every day is called diet, and the diet also contains the nutrients. Okay, the five nutrients which I told: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, and also the roughage and water. So that should be there in the diet. Okay, that should be there in the proportion required by the body. Okay, so we can call it as a balanced diet. So children, balanced diet is the diet which contain all these nutrients in the right amount. Okay, the right amount of carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, water, and roughage to meet our daily requirement of the body. Okay, so see, if one nutrient is more in the food, that is also not good. Okay, so all the nutrients should be there in the proper proportion. Okay, you can see in the table given, 25% of carbohydrates should be there, fruits and vegetables should be 40%, while protein should be 25% and fat should be only 10%. Okay, and so if all these nutrients are there, then we call it as a balanced diet, and balanced diet basically provide us the good nutrition. Okay, see now, this is the pyramid of a balanced diet. Okay, the grains and cereals are at the bottom, then comes the vegetables and fruits, then the milk and milk products, also the fish, meat, eggs. Okay, and little of the fats, that is oil or ghee or salt and sugar should be there, right? Now here, see, the balanced diet, we should all have the balanced diet. Now to have the balanced diet, what is done? The food is divided into, see here, just a minute. The food is divided into certain groups. Okay, and the food should be all groups, from all groups one food should be there, one item should be there. Okay, now let us see the groups. that is protein group, milk group, vegetable and fruit groups, and cereal group. From the protein group, one can have meat, eggs, fish, beans, nuts, peas, etc. Okay. Milk group can have milk, cheese, curd, ice cream, etc. and other milk products. While vegetable and fruit group consist of fresh vegetables and fruits. And the cereal group will have the rice, bread, chapati, noodles, etc. Okay, so to make a balanced diet, one should choose a food item from each of this group. Then the meal will become a balanced diet, right? So it becomes easier, okay, to choose the food from these groups, right, children? So that will make the body fit and healthy. See, now apart from the balanced diet, the food, there's also certain things regarding the cooking of the food, okay, that also should be correct. Now see, some of the fruits we eat raw, even some of the vegetables are eaten raw, okay, in the like salad, right, carrot, cucumber, lettuce, they are all eaten raw, okay. But other foods like many vegetables, rice, cereals, they should be cooked before eating, okay. And why they should be cooked? Because cooking make it soft, make it tasty and easy to digest and to chew. You know, we have to chew our food nicely, right? So if it is soft, then only it can be chewed nicely, okay. So cooking is important. Now cooking also should be done correctly. If the food is not cooked correctly, the nutrients of the food will be lost, okay. Food also should not be overcooked, because if the food is overcooked, it will destroy its nutrients, right? And vegetables and fruits should be washed before they are cooked. They should be washed. They may contain many dirt, many germs, many dirt, okay. So they should be washed carefully, nicely, before they are cut. And also the food should be cooked in just enough water, okay. You should not use excess water, because if the water is more, we will throw away the excess water, and then the nutrients also will be lost with them, okay. So these are certain tips for cooking food, okay. Now another uh, thing about the food is about the preservation of the food. You know what is preservation? Preservation is to keep the food for longer time without spoiling it. Otherwise, if the food is just left like that, the food will spoil, okay. So one has to preserve the food properly, okay, so that it doesn't get spoiled and it can be used, okay. And there are different methods of preservation of food, okay. One by one we will see that first is drying. Drying means removing of the water content of the food means this is done mostly for the vegetables and fruits. For example, drying grapes to get the raisins. Also, the chips are made, okay, potato chips and many other chips are made. In that case, also the chips are dried. The water content is removed and then they can be eaten, okay, by frying or other things. Another method is pickling. Pickling means to make the pickle of some vegetables, also some fruits are used, okay. And in this method, oil and salt is used. By putting the oil and salt, the vegetables or the fruit, whatever is used in the pickle, will not get spoiled and it can stay for many months, right? Another common method of preserving food is refrigeration. Refrigeration means to keep the food in the fridge that we all have in our house, right? So the things can be preserved in the fridge for short time, not for very long time, okay. We keep many things in the fridge, you know. If you want to store the food for a longer time, like for example meat or fish, then they are kept in the deep freezing, okay. We see these deep freezers in the supermarkets, right? Many things are preserved there in the deep freezer, right? Another method of preserving is canning and bottling. Canning means to keep the food in the cans or in the bottles by using some preservatives. Okay, and the most common food of canning and example of canning and bottling you can say is of the jam and sauces. We have tomato ketchup, we take tomato sauce or jam. Okay, so they are the little preservatives are kept, are put in that, and then they are bottled nicely and they are canned. Okay, so these are the methods of preservation of food. We will see the pictures of them. See here, here you can see the fridge, the food stored in it. Okay, see, canning and bottling nicely, the food is kept in the bottles, okay, to preserve them. See here, another, this is drying. Okay, small slices of some fruits or vegetables are cut and they are dried. Okay, these are the methods of preservation. Another thing that is important apart from the food to remain healthy and fit is that is rest. Rest means our body should also have sleep. Okay, because our body needs rest for proper functioning. Okay, and we all should have the proper rest, means we should have at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep in a day, otherwise we will feel tired. Okay, and if we are tired, will not be able to do anything nicely, any activity nicely, right? Another thing is exercise. You know, exercise also helps the body to keep fit and healthy. Okay, apart from this, another thing is about the posture. Posture means the correct way of sitting, standing, walking. Okay, so children, you should follow the correct way of sitting or standing or walking. So posture refers to the body position. Incorrect posture over the long period of time can lead to pain in joints and muscles. So whenever you sit for studies or whenever you stand or whenever you should sit with your back straight. Okay, erect position, or even standing also you should stand erect. Okay, otherwise your back will develop a hump. Okay, and also it will lead to the pain in joints and muscles and it will not look good. So children should all follow this correct way of sitting, standing. Okay, it means you should follow the correct posture of your body, right children? Hope you have understood this lesson. So take care, eat healthy and live healthy. Thank you. I end my session here.